official presentation, I would like to quickly guide you through pertaining to one of the most I would say pressing situation or pressing news that is currently taking place in Malaysia, right? Now, please understand, before you even go into making any judgment or any conclusion, you must understand Binance, who is this company, who is actually behind the company, and so on. Now, please understand, Binance was incepted in 2017. All right, 2017. They are basically one of the fast growing, in just less than 4 years, they actually become world #1 crypto exchanges in the world. And they also basically running their decentralized exchanges. When you talk about decentralized exchanges, you do not need a physical office, right? You can basically run anywhere, all right? So that is basically how the whole business model was actually put into place. And they are basically in 180 over countries, so they have been growing like wildfire. All right, and that is actually threatening a lot of these regulators and so on, because this year, especially in 2020 onwards, 2020 onwards, we are seeing a lot of these banking institutions, especially the financial institution, are also going to take the piece of cake in the crypto space itself. So they are now changing the way how banking is running. All right, banks are now starting to produce crypto products and derivatives and so on. Now, so this is basically a biggest competitor. Binance will be a biggest competitor for their success. All right, so now the regulators everywhere are going after them. So this is normal. So you are hearing about UK, Canada, and so on, right? So a lot of these countries, even Thailand, all right, have actually gone and come up with an open statement, from their Security Commission. And definitely this is going to roll up like wildfire in so many different countries, all right? So now, so SC Malaysia has come out, with a statement, with an open statement. They have made the announcement on the 30th of July 2021. All right, the enforcement actually has given Binance warning. All right, and they basically have categorized Binance as legally operating in Malaysia. Right now, the source is there. This is from the Security Commission website. Now, there are a few things I want you to understand about this notice or this announcement, this media release that has been made by Binance itself. Number one, Binance, according to SC, has issued a public reprimand against Binance for continuing to operate illegally in Malaysia despite being included in the SC investor alert list in 2020, right? In July 2020. So in July 2020, actually, they already included Binance in the investor alert list, right? But please understand, investor alert list, doesn't really mean that it is illegal, because please understand also, right? There are so many forex company. Example, you can look into FX Primers, all these big forex company. They can be in the investor alert list, but that doesn't mean they are illegal. All right, because a lot of these companies are legal entity, but they are registered outside of Malaysia. Now, the other thing I really want you to understand also is that these are the order, that SC has given to Binance, to immediately take this action. First thing, they have requested Binance to disable the website. All right, so Binance is currently using Binance.com. This is a global website. All right, so I don't think so it will be that easy to ban or to actually disable this website. All right, because this website is a global website, but SC has given about 14 business day, from 26th of July. So that simply means the website, by right, should be disabled by the 9th of August. So anyone who is using Binance, currently, if you have such an asset, if you have an asset in the spot trading, in your futures, margins, and so on, so you have to basically remove or transfer your asset into your external wallet or into other exchanges, which I'm going to cover to you very shortly. Now, apart from that, they also requested immediately cease all media and marketing activities, including circulating, publishing, or sending any advertisement and or other marketing material, whether via emails or otherwise, to Malaysian investors and so on. So you might have seen, all right, they are no longer sending in those emails. I am one of the affiliate for Binance, because there is a lot of a lot of the announcement and a lot of the promoting we are doing for Binance in our YouTube channel. So they have already sent me even an email regarding this matter. And third, okay, immediately restrict Malaysian investor from accessing Binance Telegram group and so on. Okay, so these are basically the order, okay, the order or the reprimand that was given to Binance. And now I'm going to just basically show you through, okay, what is the mitigation plan and so on. Okay, so now with this situation that is taking place not only in Malaysia, okay, in different country, and we have, okay, CZ, who is the CEO of the company, okay, he came out, okay, he came out in the public and mentioned that I believe a well-developed legal and regulatory framework in the long term will be a solid foundation that truly makes crypto essential in everyday's life. And also it was informed, okay, that CZ may step down as a CEO and he might appoint another CEO that has a much more greater experience, okay, wide experience in the aspects of the regulatories and so on. Okay, now please understand, all right, the crypto industry is still a is still a novice industry, okay, and there are so many different things that the industry has to look into and so on. But when regulators come in this manner, right, you got no choice, okay, they have to basically adopt. But please understand, Binance has strong legal team, okay, and they have some great people or some influential people who are already in the regulatory space, okay, in the financial institution and so on. So with the media release, okay, Binance came out with a statement on the 30th of July. We are aware of the notice from SC and can confirm that Binance.com does not operate out of Malaysia. Binance takes a collaborative approach in working with regulators in navigating this emerging industry, and we take our compliance obligation very seriously. We are actively keeping abreast of changing policies, rules, and laws in this new space. Now, Binance is ready to assist regulators around the world and together find the optimal way to set a fair playing field. Consumer protection is important to all of us. We want to create a sustainable ecosystem around blockchain technology. Now, please understand, okay, Binance is a responsible company, so you don't have to worry about them shutting down the Binance.com, okay, the exchanges. Don't worry about it, okay? They will give you a clear directive what needs to be done, and there will always be a jurisdiction or period that will be given for you to do the necessary thing. Now, the next question is that, so with all this thing that is taking place, right, if you are doing P2P services or if you are trading in Binance, okay, like me, for example, I'm a heavy Binance user. So what is the mitigation plan? What is the next course of action? Now, these are various options that I can suggest to you, okay? The first option is that you can use the registered, recognized digital asset exchanges in Malaysia, all right? Now, Malaysia is quite unique because we already have three recognized, okay, digital assets, okay, in Malaysia. We have Luno Malaysia, we have Synergy Technology, we also got tokenized. Now, you can please make sure, okay, you get the right link, okay? I put for you the right link over there so that you can go and check on all these registered digital asset exchanges in Malaysia. So that's one thing that is beautiful. So those of you who think that Malaysia don't have exchanges, all right, this is it, okay? This is a proof to you that we have our own exchanges in Malaysia, and that is a good news. Now, what is the pro and the con? The pro is this, definitely, all right? These exchanges are incorporated and they are legally registered entity in Malaysia, all right? Am I right? So do they need to pay the tax to the government? Absolutely, right? Isn't that is the final bottom line? Can you see that? So where we are going actually, right? Now, the con is this, okay? The con is basically, okay, the downside of it is that there is a high spread cost that you need to pay if you are going to use the registered exchanges, okay? The fees can be actually quite high, okay? So you have to study and you have to find out what is the fees like. The second thing is this, all right? This is the reason why I never use any of these exchanges in Malaysia, because on a monthly basis, okay, the exchanges are responsible to actually compile your report and send all your information to the central bank. Now, this information then can be used for many reasons, okay, in terms of the taxations and so on, okay? So now, the options, whether you want to choose these exchanges is up to you, okay? But personally, I am not using any of these exchanges and I will never touch these exchanges, okay? So it's up to you, okay? If you are a person who is always want things to be legalized, then go for it. Okay, go for it and be happy with it. Okay, so I am not that kind of person because I am a decentralized person. I like things to be decentralized. I like things, I don't want government to track me and so on, because they have no right to track me, okay, as a citizen. So this is so important. So you have to make the decision. Now, please understand, okay, this is not a financial advice. Okay, you have to make your own decision. I have my own personal overview about the whole market. Now, what is the second option? The second option, you can go for Remitano or Huobi Global. Okay, because they too offer the P2P services. Now, please understand, the same scenario has happened to Remitano, right? SC actually came out in the public and even reprimand Remitano, right? But is Remitano still operating? Yes. How do they operating? They changed their website address. Can you see that? So instead of remitano.com, now they are using remitano.net. All right. And then we also have Huobi. Huobi also offers the P2P services. So you can even use Huobi, right? So these are two different option that you have. Okay, the option that you have if you don't want to use the exchange that is legally registered in Malaysia. All right, so what is the pro? The pro is this. Okay, these exchanges, Remitano and Huobi, are legally registered outside of Malaysia. Can you see that? So this is an international exchanges. Okay, no one can stop them. Okay, we can use them at any time. And not only that, they are secure and fast. The only thing, the con here is that the accountability. When I say accountability means they are not going to report anything to the central bank or the Security Commission because they are not legally registered in Malaysia. Can you see that? And also you can have other cons such as basically, right, if you lose your fund and so on, if you have any issues and so on, they have fantastic customer support, but sometimes it can take time. Sometimes you can get disappointed. You may not have a point of reference or a point where you can actually complain, right? That is the only thing, right? So that's the reason why I mentioned to you that you have to weigh, right? Weigh the options and what are the best mitigation option that you want to choose. Now, in saying that, okay, do you think if SC actually go against Binance, will they not go against Remitano? They go against Huobi? It will happen too, right? It will happen too. So no matter what you're trying to do, one day, right, all this thing is going to happen because once you have a registered legal exchange in Malaysia, all right, once you have these exchanges, do you think this exchange is going to keep quiet? They are going to go and complain to SC that there are other players that is actually disturbing their bowl of rice. Am I right? So now SC is going to come out again and go against Huobi, go against Remitano and so on. So that is, I think, the normal scenario of what is really taking place because they are competitors to the locally registered digital asset exchange. Can you see that? So now what is the next option when these things is going to continue happen? The next option is very simple. Use a VPN. All right, that's all. So a virtual private network or VPN is an encrypted network, encrypted connection over the internet from a device to a network. So what does that simply means? It simply means that I can now access into Binance, okay, but not as a Malaysian, but from another country. That is it. So it means I have a virtual private network whereby I have my own IP address. And that IP address is not recognized, it will not be recognized in Malaysia, but it will be recognized as other country. So that solved the problem. Can you see that? That solved the problem. And this is what is really happening even in China. So no matter how the government is trying to basically infuse and control the people and being so autocratic, there is always ways when it comes to technology to be able to connect with the world, with this internet and so on. So a VPN is a service that both encrypt your data and hides your IP address by bouncing your network activity through a secure chain to another server miles away. Can you see that? So that's the beauty of VPN, okay? Now, this obscures your online identity even on public Wi-Fi network, so you can browse the internet safely, securely, and anonymously, all right? So this is the future, all right? So this is the future. So between these three options, all right, so you have the right to choose which option will be the best option for you to use, all right? So now, there will always be challenges. There will always be this kind of hindrances and bottlenecks taking place in the crypto space. But as users, okay, we have to have a clear understanding and education of what is really taking place and how to mitigate the situation. So that is the reason why this education is so important. Okay, so important so that you will not get anxious, so you will not get panic, but you know exactly how to mitigate and how to take an appropriate action so that you can continue. Okay, you can continue tap upon the industry, and you can continue be blessed with what you are really doing. All right. Now, in saying this, we are also seeing regulators around the world now are going after Bitcoin. Can you see that? So it is going to be the same simple scenario. But the only thing about Bitcoin that makes it different is that Bitcoin is decentralized. So there is no way to kill Bitcoin. The only way you can kill Bitcoin is to shut down the internet in the country. So if Malaysia want to shut down Bitcoin, they have to shut down the internet. Can you see that? Because Bitcoin is the currency of the internet. So that is the reason why Bitcoin is so powerful, and it is decentralized. Can you see that? And because it is decentralized and because the miners are distributed everywhere, there is no way that regulators or even government can actually stop Bitcoin. Now, let me tell you the good news. The more they start to stop Bitcoin, the more they start to hinder Bitcoin, the stronger Bitcoin will rise. Okay, so it is already proven in so many different countries. Okay, so that is the reason why the best way is that for regulators to think how to regulate, how to control. That's all. All right, that's all. Okay, so that is the reason why we are in the safe ground. Okay, so don't worry about what is happening. As long as you are educated, as long as you have the right information, you know what to do exactly. All right, so I hope, all right, I hope this quick education, okay, has helped you to understand from the macro perspective and also the micro perspective what exactly need to be done, okay, when this kind of situation actually taking place. All right. All right, so today